Now, Pirate Software has been criticized quite a bit recently in the developer community due to his interesting coding practices on his indie game Heartbound, but I feel like a lot of these critiques are a little unfair given the fact that he's a game developer. As many of us know, game development is a lot less about performance and a lot more about shipping features and updates, which he's been doing consistently over the past 10 years. For that reason, I thought it would be interesting to examine Pirate Software's Leetcode profile so we could get a real sense of his coding ability. On Leetcode, all that truly matters is the performance, so the memory and the time complexity. So I feel like it would be a lot more fair to examine his Leetcode solutions than just some random snippets on GitHub. Let's go ahead and take a look at his Leetcode profile. Now, I can't be 100% sure that this is the real Pirate Software, other than the fact that it says he was previously at Blizzard for 7 years, and as we all know, he was previously at Blizzard for 7 years. But shout out to him because it looks like he has been grinding Leetcode recently. I'm seeing a few answered questions within the past couple days. So maybe he is taking accountability and taking some of the critiques that Coding Jesus set to heart. So you can't really be mad at that. Let's start by taking a look at his most recently attempted problem, which is binary search. So this problem isn't easy, and it states, given an array of integers nums which is sorted in ascending order and an integer target, write a function to search for target in nums. If target exists, then we return its index. So this is a pretty standard question. I'm sure a lot of you have seen this one before. And taking a look at Pirate Software's solution. Oh, no. Okay, so let me just open up Paint so I could draw it out for you guys. Whenever we have a sorted array, we never want to use a for loop to search for an element. And I don't even know how he used the double for loop. So since the input array is sorted, we could use binary search. Much like whenever you're looking for a word in a dictionary, we start with the middle element and we say, is the target greater than this number or is it less than this number? So if the target number is greater than our current number, we could just ignore everything to the left, because that means everything to the left is going to be smaller than our target. We should be disregarding it because we shouldn't even be considering it. It's going to be too small anyways. So now we repeat this process again. We only consider the numbers on the right side, and then we take a new midpoint and we ask ourselves, is the target greater than this number or less than this number? In our case, the target number is less than this midpoint number, so we're going to disregard everything to the right of the midpoint. And we just keep repeating this until we eventually get to our target number. Now, I don't blame him for this one. Looking up at the languages on Leetcode, it doesn't look like they have Game Maker Studio, so maybe this was just a fluke. Let's just move on to one of the other questions he's attempted recently. So I guess let's do Fibonacci number. That one's a classic. If you've ever taken a programming class, you've probably had to do this question before. It's pretty straightforward. We just need to calculate the nth number of the Fibonacci sequence. So in school, the way they typically have you approach this problem is doing it recursively. The Fibonacci sequence follows a recursive structure. It's just the sum of the two previous numbers in the sequence. But this actually is a very inefficient solution. Each recursive call takes up a lot of space on the stack, actually an exponential amount of calls. But as a game developer, this isn't really something you're looking for or that you're taught, so I wouldn't blame him if he used the recursive solution. But I would be genuinely surprised and delighted if he used the iterative solution or the dynamic programming solution, because that would be far more efficient and shut down a lot of critiques that people like Coding Jesus and others have had about Pirate Software. Okay, enough yapping. Let me just take a look at what his actual solution to the problem was. Bro, what the is this?